Well, hey there, everybody. A little bit noisy in here because I got fans on. Let's turn the heat off of those. I'm boiling some potatoes because I'll be serving mashed potatoes alongside the bison burgers that I've been working on. So we'll go ahead and get this taken care of. We'll be able to mash those proper here pretty soon. Put some butter and all the other goodies in there. I wanted to take a moment and reflect on looking at vehicles as I come in and out of La Posa South and other places here on the LTVA. We run the entire gamut here of social and economic stratus, from the $3.5 million monstrosities that are 52 feet long with a semi pulling it all the way down to, I'm living in a 1973 Ford Maverick out of the trunk. I'm really bad with dates. Had to be at least 10, maybe 12 years ago now. I had a Isuzu Rodeo, and I had that thing all tricked out. I could sleep in the back, I could cook off the tailgate, blah, blah, blah. I owned that the year that I met my ex-wife, and I tell you what, if I had landed here in Quartzsite before all that, things would have been vastly different, but different on so many different levels. I mean, living out of the back of a vehicle like that, I'm not going to have an ice maker right here, to make ice for beverages tonight. I wouldn't have the full sink, and everything would be halfway, if that. I'm just barely getting there. I've got like one burner thing, and I can flick a burger, but nothing else, right? And what I wound up with, going through everything I went through, I came out on top of that. Cleopatra and I are exceptionally comfortable in this Brinkley i265. It's a little messy right now, but I mean, she's chilling out right here, chewing on an elk bone, elk antler, whatever. It's spacious. It's incredibly spacious. And like I said, it has the things we need. We even have a freezer, with which to create little frozen hockey pucks to put in the bottom of a glass tonight if we want to enjoy, an adult beverage like a bourbon or whatnot. These are small things, but when you add them all up, Everlast says it in one of his songs, forgot to count how many times I've been blessed. No, don't ever forget. Don't ever forget, because your life could always be vastly different, and you only have to be, star-crossed with one nefarious son of a bitch to crumble that. So avoid that, and be happy with what you have. I know it's really easy for me to say because I have a lot, but it's important to say that I'm happy with that a lot. I don't need a 43-foot monstrosity in a Class 3 semi or whatever it is, F350, 550, blah, blah. No. We're getting by and we're happy. What else is more important? Don't let anybody out here on the YouTube lifestyle channels sell you something that isn't true. You can see a lot of stuff on that little screen in your hand, or if you're using a big screen, cool. We're going to present you with a lot of the best possibilities of the day. This was a great day. Here's great shots of great. It's not going to be great every day. There are going to be days when the weather doesn't cooperate, neighbors don't cooperate, finances don't cooperate. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong while you're on the road, and it's important to be prepared to roll with those punches. What's also incredibly important, it has definitely made our experience, our first time here in Quartzsite, Arizona, spectacular. We rolled up, we saw a piece of art on the ground and rocks laid out in a north-south line, and thought, hey man, that looks like a great place to post up, and we did. Very shortly we walked over and introduced ourselves to a young lady named Shannon. Shannon's pretty great. Shannon's like, hey, I've got friends over here, they had to go do a thing, they'll be back, and you're gonna love them. And she was right. Brian and Lauren being right over across the way, and our budding friendship has just exploded into, I can't fathom Quartzsite without them nearby. Next year we want to be close to them. These relationships that you develop on the road, I mean, it's going to sound like an old Beatles song, There are places I remember, right? But those are the moments, the people, the stuff, the activities, and the big old smiles on everybody's face. That's really what this lifestyle is about. Sometimes they have a bad day. They get bad news about this, that, or the other. I could be a shoulder. I have a bad day. Something's going, I couldn't get my meds delivered properly because the stupid post office here just won't post office, right? You know, there's somebody to talk to that way. If you're out here all by yourself and you stay isolated, I think you're asking for trouble. I really, really do. I was supposed to continue working on this while talking to y'all. I'm not very good at the multitasking. I'm still fairly okay at, but ad-libbing and I don't get along very well. So this video, you know, when I look at it, might get deleted. I doubt it though. I really appreciate that, like right this moment, you know, what I'm doing is the sous chef work to make sure we have condiments for the Bronto burger. I'm fixing to, they're not Brontosauruses, they're bison, but I'm making some ridiculous bison burgers, and I want to have the lettuce, tomato, all the things. So went to town, made sure we have the things. I got to cut up an onion and add it to the meat, which has already got ingredients in it. Mashed taters need to be mashed here in a moment. But I felt obligated to just take a moment and share, you know, that life is what you make of it. I could be, you know, in a self-entitled way, I could be so angry and bitter and pissed about so many things. And there are probably people on this planet that would really wish that I stay trapped in a prison like that. But that's not the way our life's going to go. Cleopatra and I are happy, and we have great relationships with the people around us. And if we're not having great relationships with the people around us, we will remove us from around us and go to another around us. At any rate, thanks for listening. I'm sure there was a point to be made.